time you get to that conversation. Well, we got Will today from CG Sportsbooks. Hi, Will. What's going on?
Oh, hi, Dave. How you doing? Not too much. It's been a crazy time of the year, but loving it. Very exciting.
It is. And before we get to anything, you do have some NFL stuff already available. Week 1 numbers are now up. Anything happening with the early betting on Week 1?
No, not too much. We took a couple of, small bets here on Baltimore, minus the 3 against Miami, and we actually took a bet on Cincinnati, plus 9. And those are the only 2 really that we've seen some significant action on.
Do you think it's going to pick up after the draft when people feel, okay, now I've got an idea who's going to be on what roster?
Oh, absolutely. The draft will really dictate. I think you'll see it right after the draft is completed, or even after the first round. You'll see bets come in on some of these bigger games especially, and some of the totals as well.
I am a hardcore NHL fan. Love the game. Always have. Doesn't matter to me whether I've got action on the game or not. I'm going to watch and have exciting times watching. But with the Golden Knights getting rolling again, and I don't know what it's like on a national basis, but we know locally this means action on all the games. So how's the volume been on the NHL playoffs, and is it picking up steam with the Golden Knights doing well?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's been great. The handle's been really unbelievable, and the fact that we have some newer teams in there, newer blood, it's enough wealth to spread it around, so to speak. With the Islanders sweeping the Penguins, that was a nice series for us from our point of view, and just a handle and an excitement. Blue Jackets sweeping the Lightning was tremendous as well. I mean, Blue Jackets were upwards of 40-1 to sweep that series, which we didn't have any takers, but it was just something. Whoever did bet it somewhere, it was really incredible. Calgary, Colorado, that overtime yesterday was one of the greatest overtimes you'll see.
That was amazing. And I got lucky. I was on the right side of the Avalanche comeback. That made it even more fun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's exactly. Keeping people on the edge of the seats with that type of scenario there was great. And the list goes on, and I think it's just going to get better as we go deeper in the playoffs. And, the further the Knights advance, of course, that's always an advantage for us, for our handle.
Will, going to tonight's card, we got some good games in the NHL. Let's start with Washington at Carolina. How's the action been on this one?
Oh, this has been one-sided thus far, and I expect it to even just continue right up to face-off. Ticket count's 3-1 on Washington right now. Cash is about 78% on Washington, so bettors think they'll rebound from that 5-0 defeat the other day.
This game is the one I'm really curious about from a betting pattern standpoint, because I don't know any way to feel really confident about either side in the Blues-Jets game tonight. I mean, this series looks like it's going 7 games, and all the games are going to be close. So are bettors staying away from it, or is that something that's got them intrigued and betting more?
No, Dave, they actually are staying away from it. It's one of our lower volume series, and to be honest, I couldn't figure out this series from the beginning as far as the perception seemed to be on the Blues for whatever reason. And Winnipeg is, they were a good team last year, conference finals. This year had a solid, unspectacular season, home ice and everything, but they've somewhat been, rejected in the market here. And tickets are fairly even, and actually 68% of the cash is on the Blues. So it looks like the fewer bettors that are on this game tonight are on St. Louis.
I don't remember the game. It involved BYU, and we had Jason Simbal. We were doing the behind the counter segment. It was in a college football game, and he remarked, "No, actually, it might have been a basketball game involving BYU, maybe BYU Gonzaga or something like that." And he remarked that at the time we were doing the broadcast, there was not one single ticket, none, 0 on BYU. Yeah. All the tickets, 100% of them were on Gonzaga. So is that the way it is tonight on the Golden Knights and Sharks?
It's pretty close. I mean, it really is. And surprising, haven't seen the line come down more, but maybe it will, closer since it is a late face-off. But, ticket count, 89% Vegas, wow. Not quite 100, but pretty big. And the money right now is, it just creeped up even more. I'm going to estimate about 81% on Vegas now. So they're going to bettors think they're going to close it out. And the way they've looked, I can't blame them.
And the pros are not jumping in on the other side, so this is not a pros versus Joes at this point.
No, not yet. Maybe if the Sharks become even money or plus money, then you'll see some of that come in, but not right now.
Heading over to the NBA tonight, we got a slate of 3 games, and the first one you got Philadelphia. Which Philadelphia team's going to show up? You never know, against the Brooklyn Nets. First home game in 4 years for Brooklyn. Should be a frantic place tonight. Where's the money on this one?
Yeah, that Barclays Center will be rocking, with them, and then the Islanders coming in soon. Right now, this is all closer to that BYU game than the Vegas game, I tell you that, when it comes to basketball.
Yeah, really.
This is crazy. It's about 92% Sixers ticket
Wow.
count, 94% cash. And we actually took an $8,200 bet on the Sixers -3. So it looks like we're going to need the Nets here, not only cover, but to win.
The Nuggets and Spurs, they're even at one game apiece. Denver with the big comeback in Game 2. Looked like they were going to be down 0-2. Props to the Nuggets for making the winner's circle in that game and covering the spread as well, which had to be a bit of a shock to those who were on the Spurs. What's happening with Game 3 tonight?
Yeah, it's pretty lopsided here, too, surprisingly. I thought there'd be more even action here, with considering Denver, how impressive that comeback was and adjustments they made. But ticket count is 3-1 on the Spurs. Cash is 92% Spurs, and we took a $11K bet on the Spurs -3.5 by respected better here. So it looks like we're going to need the Nuggets again to win outright. So both dogs thus far.
Hey, Will, on that game with the Denver and San Antonio, you got San Antonio. This line was bet up to 4.5. Game 2, the line was 7 in Denver. I mean, is this just, too much of an over-adjustment because the public just wants San Antonio and Pop? I mean,
the pros have been on Denver in this series.
Yeah, it's 11.5. You're telling me it's 11.5 difference from Denver to here?
Yeah, that's what apparently the bettors seem to think. So I personally not really too thrilled with that. If I were, how I would cap it. But, the bettors seem to really be impressed with the Spurs, even though they lost the game. And blowing a lead, basically. So, in a sense, the Spurs have to win 5 games because it's very hard to get out to that type of lead in the playoffs where you play at that elite level. So, really, taking their chances here with a team that might be, Nuggets might just be a better team. When it's all said and done, I think they might have needed that one game under their belt to get relaxed here and let their talent take over. But as far as the number, I was thinking maybe 2.5 would have been the ballpark.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's not like one of those 0-2 deficits where you have that built-in tax to it.
Yeah. Going to the final game of the night, it's Warriors-Clippers. Where's the public going after that 31-point meltdown by the Warriors in Game 2?
I think we know.
Yeah, it's not stopping bettors what they saw last game. In fact, it's fueling them. 70% of the tickets on the Warriors, 84% of the dollars on the Warriors. Man. Money line's also lopsided there, too. So it looks like we're going to need the Clippers to cover and possibly win outright. And I expect this line to probably get to the 9 range. I don't see it hitting double digits, but certainly 9 is a good possibility.
Yeah, and I don't know. We'll see if there's any buyback. It takes care of NHL and NBA. Let's check out Major League Baseball. Dodgers and Brewers will be a big weekend series. They met last weekend, and Milwaukee did well at L.A., winning 2 out of 3. What's tonight's game doing as far as the market is concerned?
Seeing today a little pros versus Joes here. Brewers, we're seeing 2-1 ticket count on Milwaukee, but the money here is almost 2-1 on the Dodgers.
That plays into what Marco was talking about with the metrics guys are going to be on the Dodgers in this game.
Yeah, no, Dodgers have been really one of the top teams as far as despite some of their hiccups this year. The way they've hit the long ball and everything, and they've been a great home team. Maybe it's because they've been a poor road team while the public's fading them here.
Philadelphia and the Colorado Rockies. Where's the money coming here?
Right now, we're looking at ticket counts slightly on Colorado, about 58%, and the cash is a little more lopsided, about 76% on Colorado and back in Freeland here.
Padres fever. Catch it. Now they hit a little bit of a snag. But, I think the San Diego team has caught on with a lot of locals because we get to see all their games. They're a fun, exciting team, and they're facing the Reds this weekend, who have gone right back into what they were doing early in the season, which is just not scoring at all. I got to believe you're going to get a ticket count at San Diego tonight.
Yeah, the Padres have been a public team of late, even though they have struggled. They had a tough series against Colorado, and the Reds come in reeling off after I believe they got swept by the Dodgers. Yep. Ticket counts 2-1 on San Diego, and money is about, right now, 72% on San Diego. So looks like we're going to need the Reds there.
Final baseball game we're going to take a look at gets Seattle traveling to play the Angels, who return home from a road trip. How's the money coming here?
Yeah, I thought we'd have bigger handle this far in this game, but it's still early. Right now, ticket counts fairly even, and cash is about 2-1 on Seattle. So they're back in the bigger name, Felix Hernandez, despite him not being nearly what he used to be.
We have a UFC fight of note this weekend. Whenever Overeem's in the octagon. There's going to be action. He's been doing this for a long time. He's got a big following, both pro and con, I guess you could say. He's facing Olenek in the main event of this weekend's UFC show. What's going on with the betting?
Right now, it's pretty slow here, sledding. It's we're seeing two-way action, but not much handle on this yet. I think that's going to pick up once we put out the totals too. I think that we get some parlays as well. So I think Friday or Saturday we'll start seeing that pick up.
How from the non-pay-per-view cards? I mean, obviously the pay-per-view cards, they're going to do enormous business, and they do a great job putting together phenomenal matchups. I mean, UFC just deserves all kinds of pats on the back for consistently putting together great cards. But on the non-pay-per-views, has there been any decline in overall interest? Are they maybe oversaturating themselves? Because I've heard some people say, they're putting too many cards out there, and too much of a good thing is not a good thing. What's happening with the betting handle?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the timing of the year as well. You have so much going on this weekend with the playoffs and the NBA, NHL, that it has a lot to do with what other bettors see otherwise. But if this was isolated in the summertime, I think the handle will be great. Bettors can't get enough UFC, okay. But it's just the timing of the year that's affecting it and kind of slowing it down. All
right. How about some recommendations for where to watch the action this weekend?
Oh, definitely watch it at one of the CG books. Cosmopolitan is my favorite place, but got to get down there so you can certainly sign up for an app as well. You got to download the app, sign up for an account. We're going to have NFL lines for weeks 2 through 16 come up soon, right after the draft. You got NHL playoffs and futures series. We keep the series price up too during the series. So bettors, I've had that question asked to me many times in the last 2 weeks. Even after Game 2, Game 3, that you could still bet the full series price. So don't think you're locked in when it starts. MLB, you got UFC. So download the app and sign up for an account, and you can. You got to prepare like a pro to bet like a pro.
Well, that and one other thing that we'll mention is the in-game wagering, especially when it's. I mean, the Masters last weekend. You don't have to be a big bettor. I'm not a big golf bettor, but I was having more fun playing in-game stuff, and you can't do that at the book. Yep. You have to have an account to do that. So unless you want to miss out on some of the most fun stuff that's available, you must sign up for an account.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, these things happen instantaneously, and you can't. No one I know is fast enough to get to the counter that quick. No. So it's a must for every bettor, whether it be the Masters or any of the majors coming up, or any in-game wager that you're going to play. I mean, NBA is great for in-game. It's a game of runs, so why not translate into it being a game of runs on the app?
Hey, Will, did anybody take the Clippers in-game when they were down 31? Money line?
No, nobody over here did. I think either everyone fell asleep or they just gave up. Nobody did take it, but I saw some. I think I saw plus 3,000 was the highest I saw. I don't know if it got any higher.
It's a terrible
bet. Check.
Yeah. It was a terrible bet.
Yeah.
If you actually had taken that, it's like you can't be serious. You're just it's an asinine bet. But sometimes asinine bets win.
Yeah. Somebody once told me bad bets lose sometimes, and good bets bad bets win and good bets lose.
That's why none of us can hit 90%. Okay,
right.
It can't be done.
Exactly.
All right, good stuff, Will, and we'll be talking to you later on in the WagerTalk podcast.
Oh, look forward to it.
Will Bernanke. Follow him on Twitter at the Moneyline Guy. Great information as always. I love the Thursday spots with CG. Get all that good behind the counter info and the ticket breakdowns and where the money is. That stuff's fascinating. If you're a sports bettor, you're going to love this weekly spot with CG. We'll come back. We will get to some more of tonight's action. We haven't really touched on the NBA games yet in terms of analysis. We'll do that next.
The Las Vegas Sportsline.
Gambler's bonus hits again. On March 12th, Paul hit 4 5s, clearing his Gambler's bonus 4-of-a-kind bingo card for over $6,400. Paul hit big and so can you with Gambler's bonus. It's why you play the game.
Join ESPN Las Vegas for our NFL Draft viewing party on a 72-foot screen with a booming sound system at the Downtown Las Vegas Event Center. On Thursday, April 25th, doors open at 4, 21 and over, and it's free to get in. It's all going down on Thursday, April 25th at the Downtown Las Vegas Event Center.
Here's a phrase you've probably never heard before. Happy tax season. But at Best Mattress, it is happy because this tax season, we're giving you an instant rebate equal to the sales tax on qualified purchases. Hi, I'm Dave Mizrahi, owner of Best Mattress. It's just another part of the Best Mattress experience. A no-pressure atmosphere, free delivery, the brands you know and trust, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, and Beautyrest, plus the Best Mattress 120-day guarantee. Sleep easy, friends.
With Cliff Miller from